What's up, guys? It's me, UMD Bulldogs Maniac, or Jared, and we're here with a mid-season update video. But for this one, I am not alone. I am joined by Dogs Maniac Jr. Alright, to start, guys, we're going to be going over who is leading in the stats through this point of the season before we get back to play on December 31st at Mankato. Alright, with points at 14 apiece, we got Noah Cates and
Blake Biondi.
This guy's a Hermantown kid. With goals, he's got 8. It's also
Blake Biondi.
Assist with 10. It's
Quinn Olsen.
He don't like Quinn Olsen. With wins, at a 10-3-1 record, we got
Ryan Fanti.
With a .935 save percentage, we also have
Ryan Fanti.
With a 1.57 goals against average, we also have
Ryan Fanti.
You know, I gave Stayskull a little bit of credit at the beginning of the year, and we'll get into that. Stayskull strong. On November 23rd, the 1B probably of the Bulldogs made the announcement he was fighting testicular cancer. Since then, he hasn't returned to the team. There's not much you can say about that. I mean, the guy has cancer. Can't play hockey. That's just how it works. Probably won't be back for the rest of the season. There's really nothing you can say about it. He's just not with the team because he can't be at this point, and that's just how it rolls. Nothing you can do about that. I mean, do you have anything to say about Stayskull?
Cancer sucks, but it's a ball you gotta get through.
Alright, now on to record and recap of the entire schedule through the first half. So I had the key series I went through. I'll go through a little more on those. The first one was the key series. The now ranked number 21 Bemidji State. We had that home and home with them. We went down Friday, beat Bemidji 4-2. Came back Saturday, won 2-1. Kicked off our home season. It's not much you can say about it. There are 21 fringe tournament team. What do you have to say about Bemidji?
Nothing.
Nothing.
They suck ass.
They don't suck ass. They're a fringe tournament team. The next weekend, then, we'd have the icebreaker. And I also had a key game in this. The current number 1 team in the country, Michigan, absolutely smoked us 5-1. And I mean, I said we had to beat them, but in reality, you don't have to beat Michigan. They're the number 1 team right now for a reason. And just so everyone's clear, these rankings are the pairwise because that's all that fucking matters. Okay? I don't want to hear it. All that matters is the pairwise. I've had people argue this with me at games. The USCHO rankings do not matter. Do not tell me that they do. Okay? It's the pairwise and the RPI. The RPI rankings for the tiebreakers and the pairwise. Those are important. Pairwise, the RPI rankings, all of that, I'll acknowledge that. So every ranking in this is going to be where they are ranked right now in the pairwise. The next night, then, we played in the third place game of the icebreaker, where we beat the now 17th ranked Providence 3-2. It was a good bounce back game. It was the kind of game you needed. You needed to beat Providence after losing to Michigan. Do you have anything to say about Michigan or Providence before we move on from that icebreaker?
You wouldn't expect them to give that much up, even though they're a good team. I don't think... Who started for that game? Fanti?
Yes.
Maybe just go.
It could have been both at that point.
But whoever started, it was the start of the season, so I understand what happened there.
All right. I forgot to say something. On to the next series. It was another home and home, another key series. That was the matchup with the Minnesota Twin Cities Gophers. We went down there Friday night, beat them 5-3. Absolutely knock the socks off of them. Then we came back home, beat them 2-1. Had a goal for fan behind me. I can tell a little bit of little stories, make this a little more interesting for people. When they scored their goal, I had a goal for fan, acting like they're the shit, okay? They were getting all loud. I held up my sign that said 12-3-1 against them since leaving the WCHA. Oh, he shut right up and sat down. So, whatever. They're our little brother. We beat them all the time. It's nothing at this point, okay? I mean, it's fun to beat them, but it's just expected. So what can you do? Then we went on the road. We had a road series, the first road series, and the start of NCHC play. We traveled to now-ranked 6th Western Michigan. Night 1, lost 4-3, and that was like a final minute goal. Rough loss to take. You bounce back Saturday, 3-0. Show them that you can hang with the best of them. Western Michigan ranked 6th right now. That probably the highest they've been in a long time. Got a good program going on. They got a new coach out there, Andy Murray, out at the top spot on that coaching staff. I don't know who's coaching them now, but hey, whoever it is, he's doing a pretty damn good job. Got him at 6th in the pairwise. Could see potentially 5 NCHC teams make the tourney. I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but potentially. You could see us, Denver, North Dakota, Western Michigan. I mean, there's some quality teams in this conference. It's a split on the road and at Lawson Arena. That's nothing to look down at. Lawson Arena is a tough place to play. The Lawson Lunatics out there. It's impressive to split there. You came back home and just swept 38th ranked Colorado College. 5-0 Friday, 1-0 shootout win Saturday. Nothing big about that. They're 38th ranked for a reason. They're having a tough year. You want to say anything about Colorado College?
They're not a very good team. We should not have went to a shootout with them.
Yes, that is true.
I mean, we won, but we should not go to a shootout with that bad of a team.
Yeah, that's important to bring up. You gave up an easy NCHC point in that series by going to a shootout. You should have easily swept them and picked up that extra point. On the road, maybe go to a shootout with them, but home series, you should be sweeping them easily, picking up all 6 points. Instead, you only get 5. What can you do? Then the next weekend, we were at North Dakota. This is another key series I brought up. North Dakota, currently the number 3 team in the country. You go to Ralph Engelstad and you split with them. Friday, you beat them 4-1. Saturday, you lose 2-1. You should have swept them, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing. You should have swept North Dakota on the road. I know we didn't, but the fact that we easily could have, that's a huge takeaway from that series. That's a great, just like Lawson Arena is a great place to go into and get a split, so is Ralph Engelstad. Those are both incredible fan bases up there with us. Though we are one of the best fan bases in the NCHC, but I'm not taking anything away from the Western fans, the North Dakota fans. You go into those buildings and it's tough. So getting a split there, very much okay with that. I think we should have got the sweep, but I'm very happy with the split. Like I said in the preseason video, a split on the road in North Dakota, very okay with that. You got anything to say?
I mean, they're a really good team every year. They're always a contender for the NCHC and making the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. They're probably going to be with us come March. All right, moving on to the next weekend after North Dakota. We came home and we took on currently ranked 43 out of 61. We beat them 5-1 Friday. Got an OT win, 1-0 Saturday. I mean, I don't want to be the person to say it, but you should probably win bigger than 1-0 in overtime against Alaska Anchorage. I mean, that
Just turns out that that backup goalie was better than the starter.
yeah, that's true. I mean,
And they must have studied some film to understand what we do. They can stop us that bad.
it happens. And we still come out with a win, and it doesn't matter. It's a non-conference. It doesn't affect the NCHC. Really, when it comes to college hockey, at this point, we were in the ranking for 1, and we did end up at the 1. I don't know if it. Well, we were 1 for a while. We must have picked it up after North Dakota, right? I think we were number 1 in there, and we dropped out after.
It was.
We were for sure number 1 because we were number 1 going into Northern Michigan. We were number 1 for multiple weekends.
After Anchorage, we were number 1 in the NCAA, the UCHO.
Yeah, the USCHO, yeah.
Yeah, we were number 1 in there.
And we were already number 1 in the pairwise, yeah.
Might have been.
So,
What is it, like?
maybe after Colorado College.
Yeah, we've been hanging on the top 5 for a while.
Yeah, because we were like top 3 for a while, and I think we were right behind Western. Because Western was, I think, number 1 coming out of our series.
They were they're number 1, and then they went and played Michigan.
Yeah, and they split with them, and we went up to number 1.
Yeah, so that must be around.
Yeah, so we were number 1 in the pairwise, and as we established earlier, what's the only poll that matters? The pairwise and the RPI for pairwise tiebreakers, but the pairwise. I don't even want to talk about this series. Northern Michigan beat us 5-4 Friday, 5-2 on Saturday. All right, got out of the way and talk about the last series before this break here, and that was number 4 Denver coming into Amsoil Arena. We split with them 5-0 Saturday, or 5-0 Friday, 6-2 Saturday, losing 5-0, and then coming on and win 6-2. From reports, I guess Noah Cates, Captain Cates, or Captain Coates, as the Northern Michigan announcer should call him. Captain Cates, though, I guess, just chewed out the team after Friday, and that's a good leader. Obviously, it worked, coming out scoring 6 goals the next night. So, I don't like that we split this series, but Denver is a quality team. They're ranked 4. And you look at the teams we played ranked in the top 10. Michigan, number 1. Western Michigan, number 6. Nodak, number 3. Denver, number 4. We're number 5. I mean, we haven't played too many scrub teams. I mean, you do have a few.
Or like Bemidji and
really, I wouldn't even call Bemidji a scrub team. They're a borderline tourney team.
Anchorage and Northern Michigan.
I'd probably say Colorado College, Anchorage, and Northern Michigan are probably the only really not going to be there in the tourney, but unless they obviously win their conference playoffs. I guess Colorado College could win the NCHC playoffs and make the tourney. It's not going to happen, but they could.
They could win it if we all lost.
So, we've played a lot of quality opponents in this first half, and splitting with Denver at home, it sucks for NCHC standings. We are currently ranked 4th, I believe. I believe the standings currently are North Dakota, Western Michigan, Denver, and us. We have played a reasonably strong schedule in the first half. I mean, I'm just gonna go off the rankings of each team we played. 21 Bemidji. I'm just gonna go over them again. 21 Bemidji, number 1 Michigan, number 17 Providence, number 11 Twin Cities, number 6 Western Michigan, number 38 Colorado College, number 3 North Dakota, number 43 Alaska Anchorage, number 27 Northern Michigan, and number 4 Denver. That's some quality teams in there. And
we got what are they? We got Minnesota State coming up now.
Yeah, we got Minnesota State directly. That's going to be tough. That is going to be a tough
They're
series.
number 2 in the pairwise right now.
Yeah. We don't play a weak schedule. I mean, some of these teams may look weak. Alaska, Northern Michigan. Colorado College, that's a conference you have to play. So, but we don't necessarily play weak teams. So, let's move into our mid-season awards. So, I'm just gonna say the award, then we're gonna both name off who we picked. We can add reasoning why. So MVP, who'd you pick?
No, okay, it's...
And you want to give your reasoning on that?
I mean, he's tied with Blake Biondi, who's our top goal scorer at the moment. And he's got 14 points. He's got more assists than him. The only reason I got him ahead of Blake is because he obviously chewed out his own team. But that's being a good leader and being a good captain for them. There's my reason.
Yeah, and my MVP is the other guy you mentioned, our leading goal scorer, our leading point getter, Blake Biondi. He showed at points what he's doing this year, last year, and his freshman year, but he's really stepped up his game. He's looked a lot better this year, and Siski after the Denver game, we were listening to on the radio, was talking about how Blake Biondi, it's like he's realized he's not a small guy. He can use his body, and he's still got speed. He's a pretty good player. And him and Noah are probably the best on the team, but I just gave Blake that edge because he's looked so much better. And last year, you could say he was one of our better players. So I just gave him the edge in our MVP there for this midseason. And we'll see how those pan out at the end of the year. Probably redo another thing like this then and see who we have at that point. So then we got Offensive Player of the Year.
Like he said, I got Blake Biondi with that.
I mean, yeah, that one's clear. Like we said, leading goal scorer, leading point getter. Obviously, Blake Biondi has to be your Offensive Player of the Year. He's looked so much more just dominant, using the body, creating shots, and just you can see how much it's stepped up. He's got the most points on the team. He's got the most goals. He's using that body to create points for himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's using his body, using his speed, using everything he's got to his advantage. His good stick and everything. His good shot.
Then we got Defensive Player of the Year. We have the same guys for this one, too.
I got Wyatt Kaiser. He's been playing great this year. He played good last year, too, though. I mean, he's getting in front of shots. He's passing well, and he's everywhere. He's fast, too.
Kaiser is just such a quality defenseman. He's the kind of guy that he is the UMD guy. That is the best way to put it. We are such a defensive university. He is our type of guy. He is a Scott Perunovich. And I mean that in the most literal sense. Hobie Baker type of guy. I got Wyatt Kaiser winning one before he's gone. I know, aggressive, but he could. Yeah, he's just such a quality player. It's impossible not to have him.
He even uses his body like Wolf did, and he can maneuver like Scott did.
Yeah, he is just so good. I mean, there's guys that have it, and then there's Wyatt Kaiser. That's the best way to put it. Then we got our freshman standout. We have the same guy for this, too.
I got Dominic James. He's been playing great. There's a reason he made the U.S. team.
Yeah, I mean, I seen a tweet about Dominic James making the U.S. National team for the World Juniors, and it was great. He said this guy went off undrafted, but there's no way that's going to happen again. Dominic James has been so good this year. He has gotten the opportunity, not exactly on his own scale, and I don't mean that as an insult, but he's made the national development team with some help from guys not being able to play, and he's going to run away with it, and I hope that he's a big part of the U.S. winning gold at the World Juniors, and I'm obviously hoping the U.S. wins gold. Yeah. It's great for him. I'm really hoping to see him go somewhere well in that draft. Hopefully a third, fourth round pick. He's probably not going to be higher than that, but he's a quality player, and I hope he stays around at UMD for all 4 years. Probably won't happen, but there's a chance. I mean, I hope every player does, and usually it doesn't happen. Hopefully it does with most guys. So to close this out on our awards, we got most improved player,
I got Jesse Jacks. I mean, I loved him, but he hasn't played. He didn't play a lot last year. I don't know if he did.
He was on the second line last year.
I didn't see him very much. And he's been on the third line pretty much all year. And he had 2 goals on Saturday. Same with Blake, too. I mean, he's been playing really good lately. And plus that his dad's pretty cool and his mom, too.
You know, this isn't the person that I wrote down, but because I didn't want to give too many awards to him, but my most improved player, and I'm going to have an honorable mention first. Honorable mention, Ben Pat. Got his first 2 collegiate starts after 5 years here, sticking it out. That's great for him. I felt like he deserved the most improved, but I have to give it to this guy. My most improved player is Blake Biondi. For all the stuff that I said, for MVP, for Offensive Player of the Year, he has stepped it up so much from last year. Using that body, creating points, creating goals. He is the most improved player, I guess. And yeah, you could give it to a Ben Pat. You could give it to a Jesse Jacks. But really, would Blake Biondi have been MVP last year? Would he have been Offensive Player of the Year? No. Does that have something to do with the fact that Nick Swaney and Cole Kepke were on the team? Yes.
Yeah, because he's been playing he's on like the third line, isn't he?
Yeah, but I could see him being a first liner next year. He was basically a scrub player last year, a fourth liner, and that's nothing against Blake Biondi. That is the UMD system. If you're a freshman, he didn't even have to play juniors. He came in here, he's going to be stuck on that fourth line. But he has been great. And yeah, he is most improved player. I want to say Ben Pat, but it's Blake Biondi. So, to close this out, I've been UMD Bulldogs Maniac, joined by Dogs Maniac Jr. I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know what it's going to be. I think I'm going to do a little bit of an update and talk about things. I know it's been 2 months since I uploaded, but there's reasoning behind that. I had things that I wanted to do, but just things out of my control didn't pan out with it, and it couldn't happen. So this was going to be coming right after that thing I had planned, but it just didn't work out. So 2-month break ended up in, yeah. So that'll be it. I plan to be back with a final video like this after we see how the rest of the season pans out. Hopefully talking about a national championship win in Boston. Hopefully add some clips in from Boston with it. Maybe a little vlog on Boston, a little bit. Do the trip. I know I did that with Buffalo. I did that with Chicago. I didn't do it with the cities.
You didn't do it with Pittsburgh either.
No, and that's what I was getting to. I didn't do it with Pittsburgh. But I regret not doing it with Pittsburgh, but the reason I didn't do it with Pittsburgh is because I wasn't uploading at the time. And I did think before Pittsburgh, I was like, should I do a video recording out there? And I was like, I'm not uploading right now. It'd be weird to come back with that. But I do regret it, guys. And I should have, but it didn't happen. And it is what it is. But I want to get some more videos out there, but it's more of a thing of ideas. And, yeah. I don't think I have anything else to say. Hope to see you guys at some Bulldog games. And, yeah. Go Dogs.